Welcome to AI Goes to College. I am here at FSCJ today because we are at a live event, a little workshop here for Cybersecurity and AI. And I have Kevin Rush with me from SL2, which stands for
Sustainable Living Lab, partnered with Intel for the Intel Digital Readiness Program, specifically here, AI for Work in the US.
And what are you doing at FSCJ today?
Well, as you said, we're doing the AI and Cybersecurity event. FSCJ's got, I think, coming out, I don't think it's released yet, the AI and Cybersecurity Bachelor program. Mm-hmm. That's very exciting, and it's kind of the infancy of, cyber for a while, but the infancy of AI at FSCJ is really expanding out within the partnership with Intel. So Dean Riggins set this up for me to come down and talk about AI and the impact it's having in Jacksonville in general, and then, of course, focusing on cyber. But AI is kind of hitting every industry in the world and in Jacksonville here. Mm-hmm. We're just kind of focusing on cybersecurity because of that.
I would say we're definitely expanding our degrees. We're developing a lot of different programs right now at FSCJ, so we have a lot going on. What have you seen so far? Because I know we just took you through a whirlwind of, meetings and tours. What stood out?
Well, everything else to do is quite cool. So I walked around the cyber building, the FinTech room, looked at all the different servers you guys had set up, all the different lab spaces, going from just pure lab to the servers. But then the cyber rooms had phones everywhere, computers everywhere. They're building computers, they're breaking computers, just to kind of really understand the hardware side of things, up and down, sideways, etc. within the lab space. So I thought that was really cool. Went then electronics, which was very cool. I had a conversation about the use of AI assistance in kind of future of manufacturing, electrical engineering, etc. And so I'll talk about that a bit there. And then, of course, the automotive department has autonomous vehicles. It was very first time I actually kind of went down and looked at the hardware and even kind of spoke to the mechanic level of autonomous vehicles. I normally look at the kind of the reinforcement learning environment setup kind of things, but just all in the computer. That was really cool to kind of see on the ground. And just kind of how fast the technology is changing, both on the hardware and the software, the issues that leads to things getting outdated and stuff. But it's very, very, very fun to have the conversations. And I was shocked at how much you guys are doing as industry leaders for automotive.
I was wondering if you were familiar with that, if you knew about that.
I had no idea. I knew, I was told it's autonomous vehicle, but I didn't know that you guys were trying to really put relations. I think it's you're actually guiding, or working in tandem, but guiding industry as well for those certifications and pulling all the different parts of networking, electrical, mechanical, AI together. So that was very surprising.
Yeah. I just learned the depth of it when I interviewed Paul in the spring. And I had no idea with JTA, Jacksonville Transportation Authority, and Holon, the German company that's coming here, everything that's being pulled together in this kind of nexus. Yeah, so I think it's really cool. So I'm glad you got to see that.
Me too, to be honest. And this is why these kind of visits are so great when come down to you guys and kind of see what's going on and think beyond just our virtual. Me and the Intel team, we work fully online. It's great, and we go around every now and again. Everyone watching, I'm actually visiting from France, so I rarely come around.
Yeah,
and so it's been really, really fun. Glad to see you guys.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you're here. And sometimes it just makes a difference to kind of be in an embodied space with other people, the people who are doing things that are.
Remember during COVID, I saw this guy. He's researching kind of innovation by tracking patents that are released for new ideas and products and stuff like that. And there was a humongous decrease during COVID. And he theorized after a lot more data for this, but basically the idea was that you need water cooler moments for serendipity and spontaneous connections, because the same people were releasing the patents, the same companies, and there's a trend of who it was. And as people went online, but then B left Valley, it's kind of shifted up. So for these visits, you can't have a water cooler moment when we have an hour meeting with an agenda. So the fact that I can be here and go just talk to Bill, talk to Paul, this and that, it creates all those opportunities. So it's been amazing. Yeah, much fun.
I always say social embodied learning. Is so important. You can't replace it, and AI can never replace it. So I think that's one thing. So what are the things that we have to look forward in the future? I'm going to be starting to teach this class in humanities, and as far as our partnership with Intel, and what are we going to be seeing as teachers and students? Just kind of that's going to be kind of unfolding?
Yeah. It's a very hard question to say because no one can see the future. The trends we're seeing in what's technologically possible right now, the frontier is agentic AI.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the term?
Yeah, I am.
Great. For anyone listening, go look it up. It's basically ChatGPT is a large language model. You can make it be an assistant by helping you and knowing you, but the extension to becoming agentic is that it can do things, right? So
is it like Operator in OpenAI?
Exactly. Yeah. The fact that Operator can go search the web and do things, make decisions, and take action.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. Taking action. Who makes something an agent?
Do something so that you're not giving the instructions.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, this is
exactly. Yeah. So I think that what does that mean for education is to be determined. Like it's generally the frontier of research, but also of culture and technological advancements and just what's being used in industry. All the examples are always, booking a flight and finding clothes and booking a reservation at a restaurant. Very kind of, basic, introductory, hard. Don't get me wrong, they're hard to do, but they're the first ones I've been following. So what does it mean for education?
How about grading papers while I book the flight?
Yeah, you got some part researching and about your trip.
Right.
Yeah, so grading, exactly, that's not necessarily agentic. There's a lot of work in grading that is possible right now. The tools are out there, but also culturally things have to shift, right? So I think for education, there's in the classroom, culturally, like in the classroom, technologically, what we can available to us, what can we do? In the classroom for how we teach, what we teach, and then also kind of culturally what we want to adopt, right? Because people are resistant to AI and worry about it. That's when the delay, not a technological frontier, but the actual willingness to adopt.
Yeah.
Which is kind of oversaid a lot here, but it also can't be overstated.
Yeah.
Because the tech's there, but we as educators, I think that educators need to push how you use AI.
Right.
Because everyone's roles will be shifting in the future, not going away, they are becoming new. The question is, what is new? So I was talking to Riggins about, if you had an AI assistant per course, what does that really mean for the professor? Well, it means that they can just spend more time in open app. They can spend time doing more research, more group work, more discussions. Like you can get students to come into class more prepared because you can have an assignment before class that they do before they come and learn, kind of a thing. They can have Notebook LM is a great free open source tool that's out there where you can generate podcasts, listen to that before you come to class. So there's free material. It now generates like infographics, quizzes, like study material, FAQ documents. So you can basically get a plethora of different types of documents. And what's the point of that? It's different modalities and different ways to engage material, because this is my opinion, how we should go in the future. Is because human brain learns more from continuous recall, repeated recall, not repeated exposure. So if I just go to a lecture and sit there and listen, and then watch a video and listen to a podcast, it's like, okay, you exposed a lot, but where's the recall? So that's where these different documents, these different kind of more creativity from the educators of how do you get them to do something. So listen to the podcast and then, as an assistant, ask them the question, what are they talking about there? Have a conversation with the podcasters from Notebook LM. Generate flashcards, FAQ documents, quiz material to then test yourself, all before class, which in courses like English and humanities, discussions, as we just said, is phenomenal. So instead of did you do the reading, it is did you do these three different things that are lighter, per se, maybe not a whole book for a class, but a lot that they can do to prepare to ready for those discussions and have much more novel insights.
Yeah, I can see that going a lot of different places, and I love Notebook LM.
It's great, eh?
Yeah, it's so fun. The other day I just did Google Gemini research. I did a project, and then I created a podcast from that. I don't know if you've... that's so neat. Actually, audio overview. Yeah. It's just the same thing as Notebook LM.
Not to give a look at my work background, but I generated, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10 deep research
projects.
Within Gemini. Put them in the Notebook LM. That's how I was preparing for today's session. I'm trying to learn about Jacksonville. I'm trying to bring examples of Jacksonville. And this is kind of the ability we can now have with agentic AI, because it's research agents to be able to go search, compile, and write it all out. Its cognitive labor is loosened. So I can go look at 100 different websites, which Gemini does. But can I do it, 100 times, 10 times for my multiple searches, and then compile it, write it all out, organize my thoughts. Is, you have a much deeper understanding of Jacksonville, but with everything going on, I can now have an amazing understanding of Jacksonville with cited sources, with under 10 different topics, ranging from just what's going on in the Jacksonville industry, what's going on with cyber here, AI here, what's differentiating agentic, what are the major use cases here, what other companies are using AI. There's a lot of actual stuff happening in Jacksonville, which is very cool.
I think what you're saying is what the role of educators is. Just like when I exchange ideas with people who are really into AI, and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have thought to do that. And I want to put that on my list of like, this is how we use it and how we use it well, because it can be out there, just like you said before. All the tech is out there, but like if no one knows how to use it creatively or engage with it, then it's not useful at all. So.
Well, that's a hard one because I get asked a lot by people in the industry, by colleges, by anyone I'm really talking to. How do I use it better? What's the best thing to do? It's like, how do you use a pen and paper the best?
Right.
The question itself is like, yes, if you don't know what pen and paper is, it's good. You should ask that to go, well, this is kind of a psycho technology, which I define as that, to write and to organize and to document and to share ideas and remember things. And you can use a lot of pen and paper, but it's not really a best way. There's not really a limit to what you can do. Besides, it's not, pen and paper is not building a car, right? It's obviously a modality that restricts you. But that's, I think, where generative AI is at. We've gone from very narrow AI historically, right? I have a data set, let's say a price prediction for a house, prices. I was just in Austin. Apparently housing's quite cheap there. I don't know, everyone was telling me that. If I had all the data from Houston,
that makes more sense.
Yeah, for predicting houses, housing prices, that would not work very well in Jacksonville because it's a different market.
Right.
It's completely different. So that was the problem with AI. Was always I've been tracking this data. Hopefully, you can generalize for production level stuff, but you still need more data from where you're going to serve. And new things are very tough. For instance, if you're going to do price prediction for e-commerce, the world was fundamentally different in e-commerce before COVID.
Right.
So how could it predict how the stock market would react, how prices would change, the increasing demand for shopping online before a pandemic? There has been no data for any AI model to learn about shopping habits during a pandemic. So it would fail, right? And that's what this new era of AI is so good at, is so exciting, is we're now looking at the beginnings of generalist models, right? The fact that we have in-context learning, which is just a fancy way of saying, put in a prompt and say, oh, I'm in Jacksonville, tell me about shipping here. It can say, oh, you're in Jacksonville, and go look that up and figure that out, versus shipping in Korea, South Korea, which is a huge industry over there, but it's very different than Jacksonville because it's that specific niche. So that context really matters. That's only possible because of the generalist nature of these large language models. So how to use a generalist very well. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Creativity takes use, and so for everyone listening, just use it.
Just use it.
That's literally it. Try to do cool things like generating multiple research papers, putting up film, having
I love it. Well, thank you so much for giving me a few minutes. I'm trying to keep it under 10. I didn't, but
that's my fault.
You do have a few minutes.
That is my fault.
To eat and breathe. And I look forward to your keynote.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.